Hello, fellow modelers. I've got to start with an apology. We were on our third live show. There was a colossal mistake, technical problem with the show, and it ended up it didn't go out. So let me explain what happened. I sent quite a few pre-show sort of notices out on various sites, and that was the link into the show. I didn't know that was actually the link people would click on. I also set it to remind an hour before to send another one out. And what happened was people joined on that link. The problem was my YouTube is not set up to run like that. So when I go into my settings, I have to start a new event in order to start the show. So consequently, I'm live in the new one while everyone else has gone to the old one. To complicate matters even further, the new one that I'd opened up, I hadn't opened up publicly. It was a private. The default setting was private, so nobody could see the new one either. It was very frustrating. There were lots of banging of the keys, banging of the keyboards, lots of naughty words. Such as blast, darn it, words like that, vicious, nasty words. So I did get about 20 minutes done on the live show that nobody could see. So what I'm going to do, rather than bin that, because it's got progress on the Airfix kit, I don't really want to go in next week and have to sit and explain everything I'd done in this 20-minute video or whatever. So what's going to follow now is the live show that nobody saw, the live show that never was. I hope you enjoy it. See you later. Right, we'll plough on. People might drift in. So we made some progress with this now. We got to the part where I put on some paint, and you can see it doesn't look very good. You'd normally prime before you put this paint on, but we're using this paint essentially as a primer, really. One of the things that primer does, it shows you all the little defects that you've got in your plastic. Now, I noticed after last week, once the paint had dried, that there was dreadful seam line down the middle here, where the plastic had not joined together very well. There was some quite deep recesses where it hadn't quite mated together. Pardon me. And also on the wing roots. Now, I tackled them off screen purely because of the time it takes to do this. So I'm going to tell you what I've done. And essentially, I just got some of this, and very gently, you just squeeze some all the way along into the gaps, and then you leave it. You don't try and spread it or anything like that. You just pour it into the gaps along the wing roots, and then you leave it to set. Then when you come back, thanks Liz. When you come back, you then, with a sander or some sanding paper, or we were using these horrible things, but you just gently rub away the excess glue and you should be left, I don't know whether you can see it, but there's a thin sliver of glue in there. You can see it. Now, once we've gone over that again with the paint, that should resolve that. I've also done the wing roots there, exactly the same method. Glue into the join, left it to dry, and then come back and sand it until it's nice and flat and smooth. And that's really what you want to do. And that will, once it's painted now, that will give a nice flat finish, which is what we're going to do next. We're going to go over now and we're going to give it a second coat. Obviously it'll be first coat at the front, but this will all gel up in the end. So I've given this a shake already. I'm trying to save, it was a little while ago, but get it. Yeah, that's okay. A couple of drops of water in the lid. This is just plain water, so pick the brush you want to use. I'm going to use this Graduate Dale Rowney sword brush, a quarter size. And we should get a better finish on this time, so let's just make sure that we get that water mixed in. Yeah. Now last time we went from left to right on the wings, so this time we want to go from front to back. There we go. And you can see the difference already between that side and that side. The second coat is much better than it was before. And we're going to come over, do the same this side. It's a little bit too thick actually, so leaving paint, leaving the paint brush strokes in the paint there. So I'm going to add a little bit more water to it. I've added another 2 drops there. Obviously it is going to require a 3rd coat because of the where we've had to strip it back in order to do that remedial work. Remedial? What is that? Remedial, that's it. Remedial work. And then along the sides as well. Just give him another coat as well. Don't worry, we'll be going back and Just doing a little touch-up work on him or her. Just getting the wheel bait. We're drying on the top, yeah. It's drying nicely. The brush strokes are not too bad considering that's still quite thick there. And it is drying fairly quick. Yeah, obviously it's drying a bit quicker because I've thinned it. Should we put a pair of gloves on? Oh dear, dipped it in the wrong side of the paint. Huh. I'll check the chat in a minute. There we go, with a nice finish there. But we will have, certainly on the top, things are looking good. It's going to require one more coat over there. We might be able to get that on later. Or what I might do if I can't get that finished tonight, I may do that. I may finish the green part of this off camera so that we're not wasting too much time. But I do like this Revel paint. It's not at all like the Humbrol. Nice coverage from it. Yes, we've got a nice finish there. Obviously we've got the camo pattern that needs to go on. The exhaust stacks have got to be put in as well. I've just got to hold that till it's dry a bit because I've got nowhere to place it at the moment. So let's have a look, see if there's anything going on in chat. What's going on about destroying models? And I'm beginning to wonder whether there's need to check whether everything's live. It says that I'm live on my computer. Alright, let's just, we need to pop that somewhere. Just try and brush out them. You don't want these, see where the paint's formed along the edges there, you don't want that. It dries like that, it will look awful, and if you leave it too long, you'll get these little lines appear where the paint's sort of rested. So we'll just make sure we get them out, brush them out, we don't want them in. Them in there, all there, there we go. Don't want the paint collecting anywhere. Put that down. You're joking.